At you with another news article from Transportation Nation Network. Why do you keep using them? I like them. I like them. Go sign up. You can do free, get some news. You can do $4.99, get some videos, different types of trucking shows that they do. Anybody, check them out. Anyway, this particular article is about the ELDs for you small carriers. Guess what? You might be exempt. Who knows? We're going to find out right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and first roll my windows up. And we're going to go ahead and read this article. As always, with news articles that I read, leave your comments down below. We definitely will be doing the top comments. Okay? Top comments for this particular article here. All right. This article is coming to you from the power of the driver's seat. Yeah. ELD battle is back. Legislation to exempt small carriers and agricultural haulers reintroduced. Now, you might hear me fumble the word agricultural. Don't worry about it, people. You know what I'm talking about. And if you don't like the way that I'm reading the article, you can always go check out transportationnationnetwork.com, and they will definitely have the article there, and you can read it yourself, however you want to read it. Washington, D.C., legislation that would exempt small carriers and agricultural haulers from electronic log devices, ELDs, mandate has been reintroduced for consideration by the U.S. House of Representatives. On Tuesday, Representative Colin Peterson, he's a Democrat, and Greg, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, he's a Republican from Montana, once again introduced legislation meant to provide relief from the ELD mandates to smaller carriers and agricultural haulers. Now, that was my thing about the ELDs. ELDs, I came in on ELDs. I'm fine with ELDs. I can run ELDs. I know how to, I ain't gonna necessarily say manipulate my log. I just know how to work my log to where it works for me. All right. Now, we have had several debates about ELDs in the past. A lot of people said that they're losing money because of ELDs, but then again, every time I hear they're losing money because they're not abiding by the law. So when you say I don't like ELDs because I'm losing money, how? But then again, the argument comes in when you're stuck in traffic and different things like that. At the end of the day, you're on duty. If you're stuck in traffic, a variety of e-logs have something they call like a yard move, or it doesn't state in your log that it's a yard move, but you can move up to 5 miles on duty, so you don't have to use your drive time. I might be talking too much. Hey, listen, I might be talking too much. Let me get back to the article. All right. All right. Though the text of HR 1697 has yet been published in the congressional, there's going to be several words I'll mess up in here, congressional record, Transportation Nation Network expects the bill to allow carriers with 10 trucks or fewer the option to record drivers' hours of service with a paper record of duty status form instead of an ELD. Small carriers could still use ELDs should they choose to, but it would no longer be required. That's the part. If I was to run my own truck under my own authority, I'm using ELDs. It's just a lot simpler for me. I don't want to record cities and states. I don't want, I know how to work my log, especially, to be honest with you, a lot of times these electronic logs, if you're an owner operator with X amount of trucks, you can manipulate the logs however you want to. You can go in and change your duty status however you want to. It's just like paper logs. It's just tracked with a computer, so to speak. A second bill, HR 1698, would exempt those hauling agricultural products such as defined in Section 207 of the Agricultural Market Act of the Agricultural Marketing Act of 1946, USC 1626, from the ELD mandate. Those transporting farm supplies and agricultural. I guess I should have proofread this, huh? Those transporting farm supplies for agricultural purposes as defined in Section 395.2 of Title 49, Code of Federal Regulations would also be exempt. This important legislation will eliminate regulations for small trucking companies and will help reduce unnecessary stops and delays which threaten the agricultural product they help to transport, said Peterson. These bills are a win for small business in rural America and our farmers. Electronic logging devices are more Washington red tape that ties up truckers and put livestock and Montana livelihood at risk, said the senator. These bills will help reduce the unnecessary burden that federal mandates pushes onto Montana's small trucking operation, farmers and ranchers. Like them bull haulers. Yeah, put them on paper logs. These people hauling these apples and oranges on the back of those little, I don't even know what you call those little trolleys. You know, let them go. They all right. They're local. They're not going to be going too far. Matter of fact, that could be a thing. Like if you're local, you should probably be able, and by local, I mean within that particular state with X amount of radius. I think they already have that in place where then you should be able to do paper logs, and your ELDs probably should be different because you get to go home at night. People that's hauling long haul, a little bit different. Both bills have been referred to the House Committee on Transportation and Infrastructure. Well, that was unnecessary. All right. Both bills have been referred to the House Committee on Transportation and Infrastructure, where they will need to win a majority support before they can be voted on by the entire U.S. House of Representatives. Transportation Nation first broke the news story on Representative Peterson intended to reintroduce the legislation back in January. Since that time, many other trucking media outlets followed suit. An advisor to Representative Peterson spoke to TNN in January and said, and by TNN I mean Transportation Nation Network, and said, we are working out the details and meeting with the White House to push for support from President Trump. Why I had to take that much to get President Trump out. from Trump, you know that guy. President Trump will be crucial to the fate of these new legislation efforts. It is unclear if the legislation will be able to garner enough support in the U.S. House in the U.S. House for passage. If it does pass, it would then need to be introduced and considered in the U.S. Senate before it can head to President Trump's desk to be signed into law. Representative Peterson, along with Representative Gregg and Steve King, introduced the Small Carrier Electronic Log Device Exemption Act. People out in the oil field need exemptions. And the Agricultural Business Electronic Log Device Exempt Act, HR 5949. Okay. However, neither bill was able to win a majority of the support in the committee to advance forward in the legislation process. This time around could be different as the political dynamic in the U.S. House has changed since Democrats reclaimed the majority and thus control committee chairmanship and the agenda. However, one place the dynamic has not changed, and that is the U.S. Senate. TNN has reported Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has not supported such legislation in the past. Further, Republicans have increased their majority in the Senate. No legislation will likely make it to a U.S. Senate vote without the support of Senate Majority Leader McConnell. The test will be how many concerned truckers get involved and make their voices heard to their representatives. Only time will tell. Transportation Nation will continue to bring you the best and bring you the latest development. Now, I do apologize for, I should have proofread this. I understand that. I can always go back and record this video, but it is what it is. If you want to see this article, you can definitely go over to Transportation Nation Network and click on this, boop, and you will be able to read it yourself a lot more easy, a lot more clearly, and get the point across. But I definitely think for the small carriers to get the one up, they need to do something about the electronic logs as far as time goes. Me, again, I came in on electronic logs. A lot of these issues that we're having with electronic logs is from people that came in before electronic logs and were able to run on paper logs and understand how to manipulate the paper logs, or to write up the paper logs to where they make more money. However that happens, I don't know. Again, I came in on electronic logs. So how do y'all feel about this? They putting these bills in, anybody with 10 trucks or under, that way Swift couldn't be out there, Warner, Knight, Prime, it's the small carriers, the mom and pops, so to speak, the mom and pops that's out there with 10 trucks or less, be able to run on paper logs and get that money as legally as possible. How do y'all feel about that? Anyway, let me know down in the comments. Please feel free to subscribe. I will be doing a lot of news articles. I'm trying to get it to where it's 5 days a week, but again, I am coming to you from the power of the driver's seat, so some days I'm just not going to do it because I'm tired from making an honest living, getting this honest tender. Yes. If you would like to share, please share. If you would like to subscribe and you haven't already, feel free to do so. Hit the thumbs up, hit the bell. Follow me on Instagram if you would like, at The Right Brother. Definitely, if you or somebody that's coming in the industry and you're looking to see what the industry is looking like before you actually go out and buy that truck, you can always get the DAT load board for free. A variety of different companies use it. Even companies that have their own load board uses the DAT load board to move their freight. So you can get it for 30 days for free. Link will be in the description below. It will help you. It will help me. And it will show that us YouTubers can definitely bring attention to a variety of services that's out there for truck drivers. Other than that, y'all be easy. Peace.